a local newspaper in Missouri absolutely obliterated Senator Josh Hawley, calling the alleged MAGA populist, quote, quite possibly the worst sitting senator in America right now. Which would be quite an achievement because we've got so many terrible ones to choose from. Now, the op-ed in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, although, makes some arguments that are actually pretty good, ending with the endorsement of its opponent, Lucas Kuntz, went into the reasoning, which had a lot to do with what happened on January 6th. The editorial said that while the blame for the Capitol attack is widespread, one member stands apart for his singular role in spurring the violence that day, Senator Josh Hawley. According to the board, Hawley was the first and initially only senator to announce his baseless challenge of the election results, setting in motion the grotesque events that followed. Yes, that was the attack on the Capitol building by an unhinged MAGA mob, just in case you had forgotten. Hawley was one of 8 Republican senators who objected to the certification of the 2020 presidential election, and the reason that it is baseless is because there is no truth to the election being stolen through voter fraud, mass voter fraud, undocumented immigrants.
In Venezuela.
None of that happened. None of that is real. So there was no real reason to object to certifying the election other than, well, my guy lost. Well, sad day for you. You pick up your ball and then you try again. You don't accuse the refs of voter fraud or whatever. I know, the weird basketball / sports analogy. I'm not very good at sports, so anyway. Okay. Now, hours later, after Hawley, getting back to him, was seen greeting the crowd of election deniers, the raised fist. That's where you get that picture from. He then was filmed hauling ass from the same mob through the halls of the Capitol. Yeah.
Whoopsie.
In addition to his connection to the January 6th attack, the newspaper also criticized Hawley's record in the Senate, describing his term as, quote, almost completely devoid of substantive accomplishments, and characterizing his positions as faux populist, sound and fury, signifying nothing. Well, to be fair, most of Congress, especially the Senate, is devoid of any substantive accomplishments. In fact, the Senate as a deliberative body is just that. Way too deliberative. Making sure to not pass things. In fact, that's the Republicans' entire governing strategy, to not pass anything. So especially things that could benefit average working people. They run away from it. Can't get far enough away from it. Okay, if it helps regular people, you know why? That's pretty much it. Okay, that's their entire party's purpose, is to funnel money to rich people by cutting taxes. Which is why the only thing that they do when they actually get a majority is cut taxes for corporations. Okay, or cut regulations too. Now, it'll help average people. Really, how does it, the oil company or coal company down the street being able to poison and pollute my river, how's that going to help me? I think it's going to do more damage to me in the long run than it is, to actually help me. So I don't, I'm not exactly buying that, but that's what they do. But again, getting to what Josh Hawley has done for the people of Missouri, not a lot. Not a lot. Now, the newspaper also hit Hawley's opposition to aid to Ukraine, calling the state, quote, short-sighted, stance short-sighted and obtuse. So, look, there's a lot of people that care very much about making sure that Vladimir Putin does not take over Ukraine and continue to expand. They are a geopolitical, not ally, but foe to the United States. And so, now, after slamming Hawley, the Post-Dispatch then praised Kuntz, the 42-year-old Marine veteran and attorney running against him, who was born into a working-class family that struggled to pay medical bills, had received a Pell Grant to attend Yale and served as a Pentagon arms control negotiator. So now his record has been shown in contrast to Hawley's, quote, extreme record, the paper said. The editorial also said Kuntz's support for policies like reasonable abortion rights, okay, gun control measures, and universal health care would appeal to voters across the political spectrum. And he checks the boxes that Democrats generally care about, but with a centrist element that should allow more conservative Missourians to at least consider his candidacy. In my experience, that never really seems to work, going right-wing, claiming that you're, oh, I'm centrist, and then I'm going to go appeal to conservatives. It never really works all that well. But all right. But again, I think it's more less the centrist element that brings new people in, and really more about your policies. If your policies help people, then generally, yeah, you're going to be more popular. If you go a little bit more populist, you're going to get more people on your side. Taxpayer money, people would rather see it spent on things that help them, benefit them. Universal health care is a great example. It is popular, would save people money, save the government money too, depending on how it's done. I think the best way to do it is to expand Medicare for everyone, and not just expanding it, but also expanding what it covers, okay, and doing something like that, because, paying 5% of your income in taxes for all of your healthcare needs, as opposed to 20% and then having an insurance company deny you when you actually need it, I would say that having the Medicare would be superior to what we're going through now. That said, Hawley, not selling that, right? But here, basically, you got to have some populism, good policy, not whatever, again, Hawley is doing. Okay. Now, in a statement it attributed to the candidate, Kuntz's campaign told Newsweek, quote, while our last Republican senator brought home hundreds of millions of dollars to create jobs and raise wages, Josh Hawley hasn't brought back a single dollar in congressionally directed spending for Missouri. So, yeah, that's the whole, well, look how much better this other Republican is. I don't like that, but I see what he's doing. Not in favor. Pointing out, oh, look how great Republicans are. You're running as a Democrat. Stop. Just stop saying how great Republicans are. I would appreciate it. But then he says, we can't afford another 6 years of America's worst sitting senator. Our worker-led coalition, okay, now we're talking, it's going to take back this Senate seat so we can finally invest in Missouri, protect all our freedoms, and make shit in America again. I like that. That's the populist element right there. Okay? Yeah, this guy sucks, and we're going to have a worker-led coalition to make stuff. Okay, now I'm sold on that. Okay, yes, yeah, let's go in that direction, and less of the, this last Republican senator was really fantastic. Oh boy, he brought back so much money. Stop praising Republicans, please. Democrats, stop praising Republican challenge. Okay, level impossible. Okay, but now here's the other thing about Josh Hawley, by the way, that you can attack him on. The fact that he's taking private jets everywhere. In fact, by the way, he has attacked Hawley on this, calling him Posh Josh. Awesome. Hawley's campaign actually spent more than $132,000 on chartered flights between mid-December and June. The largest expenses were $23,000 on March 19th and $21,000 on February 6th to air charter advisors. What kind of populist flies on private jets all the time? What? You don't like people? I thought you were a populist. You don't like flying with people. Oh, I know. I bet it's because it's in a metal tube filled with demons, right? That has to be it. Has to be it. You're going to get in a metal tube filled with demons. Oh, my God. Anyway, an internal poll, getting to the polling, this is important. Kuntz's campaign published in September showed him trailing Hawley by just 4 points, 50 to 46. However, the most recent poll conducted by ActiVote from September 1st to October 1st had Hawley leading by 8 points. So, look, that's not good, okay? That's the Democrats have mainly ignored this race because it's Missouri, and so they weren't really spending to help Lucas Kunce at all, and yet him being down by 8 in a state where Trump leads Harris by double digits, there is something there. There is something there. And I think it partly has to do with Missouri getting ready to vote on an amendment to enshrine abortion access into the Constitution. It's very important to a lot of people. It's a big issue. It's going to get Democrats out. And of course, there is Kunce with some of that populism. And that is really interesting. And we do need to see more of that. And now the only question is, will it be enough? Or will enough independent voters come out to push Kunce over the finish line? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.